Hello everyone and welcome back to A Rogue Zebra. Today we are back in Rust doing a little bit of a speed raid. I did a lot of stuff offline, a lot of farming. I went over to the snow area because that's where, a lot of the metal and sulfur is. And I built a farming base, as you could see. And in the process of going around and farming, I found this space just kind of like sitting there. Didn't seem like anybody was on, so we decided to go ahead and raid it. Unfortunately, in between the time of me preparing to raid and actually raiding, somebody else came in and raided it. So I'm kind of just like cleaning up what they did, making sure like all the loot got claimed. We were trying to get up to this top shelf, but the door was in the way, like being able to jump, or at least at my skill level, it was in the way. So we decided to just break it. Unfortunately, somebody else's parkour skills were a little bit better than mine, and they could get up there anyways, so no loot. But then we were trying to look for the tool cupboard because it was pretty obvious that like there was still one there. So that looked like the most likely place to have it, but it did not. It had other loot.
Had an M249, which you really can't complain about.
And a bunch of other like little things that had all been cleared out.
And to point out why we didn't just break that box and go that way is, for some reason on the server, tool rating is kind of blocked, so you can't break any boxes or any of that stuff.
And it also looped on the bottom, so like that is not the only way that you can access those boxes. And then here I teleported back home because I used all of my C4 rounds, so I went back to get my rocket launcher and missiles and kind of to like reorganize everything. And then I saw someone who was trespassing in my swamp. And we decided, since that other base had kind of been pretty looted out and this one was here and I didn't want it there, that we would take a little detour from the main raid and check that base out because it hadn't been raided at all and I didn't want it there. So I removed it.
Serve the eviction notice.
Yeah. The eviction notice was 4 missiles to their wall. And in we go. So he didn't have anything in his furnace. So we checked around with all the loot and picked up, kind of what was worth it. And moved on to breaking down the tool cupboard.
And the nephew using a rocket.
Yeah. And he actually had like a decent amount of stuff.
Wasn't profit on the sulfur, but that's kind of needed to get him out of the area.
Yeah, the point of this raid was not for resources. It was to get him out of my swamp. So we kind of go back to the main raid. I put everything away, get my bearings resituated. And I also upgraded the inside walls of my base the inner core to armored, just to kind of get it a little better protected. Since I was kind of doing raids now, we figured, in case of a counter raid or anything like that, now would be the time to upgrade it. I also just had an endless amount of high quality metal. Like, I was not hurting for resources at all. I spent a couple hours, I think a couple is an understatement, off camera, just like running around in the woods and mountains and doing a lot of farming.
And then I believe you crafted some more rockets here.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a process. Like, honestly, I think is one of my least favorite things about Rust is just how, like, time consuming and unrewarding, like, building all this was.
Well, yeah. I mean, and then you can hit a base that's got a boatload of stuff in it, and you'll never want to stop.
I mean, well, it's not just, like, because there wasn't, like, a whole bunch there. It was just kind of, like, such a process for, I mean, like, it just, I don't know how to explain it. It just was a lot of work, and it didn't
pay off.
Yeah, it didn't pay off.
Yeah.
But so now we're back, still trying to find that tool cupboard that is in one of these 50,000 doors that they have placed in a not very good fashion. Yeah. Oh, they were also, like, it looked like they were in the middle of upgrading their base when they got raided, because there was, like...
twig up top.
Yeah, it just, like, was very clear that it was being rebuilt. And it was, like, half... It wasn't decayed, but it was just, like, half built. So... I don't know.
Could have been resources in the tool cupboard due to the area and how node rich it was, so I figured we'd go for it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a huge base made out of sheet metal, I mean.
Sheet metal, stone, a little bit armored.
Yeah.
Kind of a mishmash, but it must have been when it was fully built, it would have been a pain to raid.
Yeah. Pretty much. Ugh, I hated this tool cupboard.
We didn't have any explosive ammo at the time, and we had to take out the tool cupboard, and they don't do very much damage on this server, aside from tool cupboards.
Yeah.
So, and bam, nothing.
Woo.
So a good waste of several hours of farming and crafting.
Pretty much. I mean, I still have, like, a buttload of metal fragments. I mean, I did. I filmed a speed build after we took this down. I built my base in that area and was going to upgrade it mostly to metal frags and high quality metal, but I spent like an hour filming it, and then I went back the next day to finish it, and the server had wiped again. So I guess we just didn't notice that it was a 3-day wipe.
Yeah, there's nothing in it that said it was a 3-day wipe, but it turned out to be a 3-day wipe.
Yeah, so I spent like an hour building, and then it was gone the next day. So I don't think I'm gonna post it, because it's a lot of editing work for, something that's not there anymore. So this is gonna be the last video on this server. I've already found a new server. I've started out a little bit on it. So that will be the next video, and I'm not gonna film it from the beginning. I haven't been filming it so far, just because it's a lot slower, and we've already seen me start over, I think two or three times now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get my bearings in a base, and then when we are ready to do more than just build a base, that's probably when I will start recording. And then this just loops around the bottom. This was that loop that I was talking about. It was kind of a waste of time. Yeah. However, we did find this like tool cupboard circle thing. This one in particular was a different shape. So we decided...
got a couple rockets left. May as well. We haven't, got anything. What do we have to move, really?
Yeah, and it kind of... It being that shape signified that there was going to be a chest in it. And I'm really glad we did, go for that, because there were so many good guns in there.
Yeah, and then you got the large furnace, too, which...
Yeah, and a turret. Got that. And I think I went back and got that other turret, too.
Yeah, we had a bunch more high-quality metal.
Yeah. Not that I needed it, because I had 300 ore on my own already. But But yeah, so we kind of just like looted this one. I cut it out, but we went back and like destroyed another one, and there was nothing in it. So yeah, that was pretty much it for the raid. It wasn't what we hoped it would be, but it was my first like attempt at an offline. And we got that little base in there too. So I guess it's my first offline raid.
2 offline raids in one video.
Yeah. So it wasn't the best, but it was experience, and I did learn stuff from it. So I mean, it was worth it. But yeah, so I think this is pretty much the end of it. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked it. Cool. Bye.